What's up, y'all? Welcome back to my channel. So, I'm back with a conversation for us, and pretty much, I just want to start by saying take off the rose colored glasses. Take them off. Take them off because 9 times out of 10, it's blinding you. And I say that because lately, I've been in a really, really great space, right? I've been in great spirits, great spirits. My energy is good. I'm feeling good. I'm having a good time. I'm enjoying my life. Like I'm just really, really happy. Like I find myself waking up thanking God, going to sleep thanking God, just like, thank you so much. Like I'm just so happy. Happy at home, happy with my home, happy with my life. Is that to say that life's perfect? Of course not. There are so many things going on in my life that I really am praying for change, for things to get better in different areas, right? My life is not perfect, but I'm still just full of so much gratitude and so much joy. And I remember praying for this moment, right? Because if anybody's been following my story, whether you are a follower of mine on social media or seen a couple of videos of mine, last couple of years, I spent a lot of my time like in a real dark, under a real dark cloud, like just in depression and sadness and grieving and toxic cycles and things like that. And I'm finally no longer participating in those things. And it feels amazing. This go round, it really, really does. And it just made me think like, dang, I finally took off the rose colored glasses. And this is just, it goes for women and men, right? Whenever you are um sometimes like in love or just really deeply into somebody, you can find yourself being blinded. That old song, I always think of Eve. I was a kid when this song came out, but it resonates with me so much more now. Love is blind. And it can take over your mind. What you think is love is really not. You need to elevate and find. But that's so real because as I've gotten older and became a grown woman and gone through different experiences, I'm like, okay, this is not love. But in the past, before I started my healing journey and going to therapy and things like that, I would find these toxic behaviors and these toxic cycles as like, oh, this person like must love me. Um, and I through therapy and just like self awareness and things like that, I've learned to understand why I connected those behaviors, those very bad behaviors to love. And it's just because growing up in whatever environment I grew up in and whatever I buried deep back in my subconscious, somewhere down the line, I equated a man being possessive, a man being toxic, as, oh, he must really love me because he's acting crazy about me. And that is not love. And I do encourage anyone who is still in that space to really self-evaluate. If you are dealing with somebody who is just really toxic and if you're trying to leave them and they're fighting for you and they're popping up at your house and popping up at your job and popping up at your personal spaces and just doing all this craziness and crashing out about you, and you don't leave because you think like, oh, like he or she loves me because they are fighting for me, or that's not love. That is toxic. It's possessiveness. All of that is demonic. It really truly is. I don't want to be preaching to you, but it really truly is. And so for me, I just feel like I have taken off the rose colored lenses, where I'm just not skewed by that anymore. Um, the toxic person who was a part of my life, like I finally once and for all, like just completely cut them out of my life. And that doesn't mean that they don't stop trying in different ways. The most recent thing is Zelle. I keep getting these Zelle payments, sending me a couple $100 there, a few dollars there, with these memos that say call me and all these different memos. Like just, you know, things like that to try to get my attention. And in the past, I would go, oh, he must really love me because he is just doing the most to get my attention. I've blocked him. I've changed my number. I've done all this and that. And now he's doing that. He must really. And it was just like, now I'm just like, thanks for the money. but I'm still not calling you. You know what I'm saying? But I'll take the extra cash that you drop it in my account. Okay, no problem. But all jokes aside, I just take the rose colored lenses off and really get serious, and get real. That's not love. That's not what you want to be stuck in for the rest of your life. There is no solid foundation in that. So yeah, I just wanted to share that little tad bit because I'm proud of myself. I am very happy, very happy. I'm not letting nobody steal my joy. I'm not letting nobody's broke son suck me dry anymore ever again. Steal my energy, steal my joy, and just dim my light. That's over with. That's over with. So yeah, kudos to me. And kudos to you too if you are being successful in your journey. And if you are still struggling with your journey, no judgment and no pressure. Just know that if you long as you keep trying, you will get there. Because I had to try so many times. Like I relapsed multiple times in the last 2 years. But I am very confident in saying like I am done with that. I am done with that. Like that is like I really recognize now I'm way too good for that. And there's nothing wrong with that. Don't ever feel no type of guilt or feel no type of way about like turning your nose up at them kind of people and those kind of behaviors. I'm so much better than that. Way too good for that. Have fun over there with those people that are on that level. I'm not there with you. You know what I'm saying? And I'm just proud of myself for that. But yeah, so, I hope you guys all have been having a good August. This is my first video for August. And can you believe the time is flying? Next thing you know, it'll be September. We'll be rolling into Halloween and October. And then, it's Thanksgiving. And then it's Christmas and New Year's all over again. And that is another reason why it's just been so important to me to really this time stand on business about myself. Because I literally, and I mean quite literally, refused for another year to go by and me be repeating the same BS cycles. And so I'm hoping that for you, if you're struggling, just think of how close you are into going into the new year. And if you find yourself in the same place right now, you better be worried. You should be worried that you may be going into 2025 repeating the same cycle. Be concerned and adjust and realign. There's still time. And it's never too late to change your mind. It's never too late to change your mind. You do not ever, you can change your mind at any point, and decide who you want to be and what you want to do at any point. You do not have to participate. So I just want to put that out there. So don't cry because it's over. Smile because it happened. For me, it's all just been a lesson, and it was a very hard lesson, as I've said many times before, but I'm starting to come out on the other side. No, I am coming out on the other side, and I can assure you it feels good. Like, even no contact isn't no contact anymore. Like, no, now it's just like, no, like, I'm done for real. Like, I have no interest, no desire. Before, no contact was just my way of like avoiding the person so that I can try to heal, or like, out of sight, out of mind, because having to be in contact with that person or seeing that person would hurt so much. And now it's just like, baby, I don't care. I don't care. I'm sincerely not interested. I'll tell you what I learned from this, right? One of the biggest things is don't ever treat anyone better than you treat yourself. Don't treat no one better than yourself. Don't love nobody more than you love yourself. Like, don't value a relationship with someone more than you value a relationship with yourself. And definitely, like, don't overextend yourself to these men. Don't do it. Because what I have learned in my 37 years of life now is that you will bend over backwards to build him up, for him to get on his feet, to go build the next chick up, and not even double back to help you, to look out for you. Like, that's crazy to me. And again, when I be putting this stuff out there, I have to put a disclaimer and be like, you know what? That's not all men, because I genuinely do believe there's some great men out there who are not mentally ill, not sick, don't have narcissism and toxic behaviors, who reciprocate energy You do nice things for him, he do nice things for you, you know, you look out for him, he look out for you, you give him loyalty, he give you loyalty, you know. Those men do exist. Those aren't the men I'm talking about. So, and I hear a lot of different women talk about that. Like, there was a post the other day on TikTok, and this lady was pretty much saying, let's not focus on relationship. And she was mainly talking to ladies, like, ladies, you have so much more important things to worry about, like your retirement plan, your retirement fund, what you're going to do in the ladder of your life, you know, like putting all your eggs into a relationship and a man is the craziest thing you can do. There was different women on telling their story. I guess she like a financial client, like coach or something like that. And she had a client that came to her that's like 60 years old. And the woman came to her crying because she's broke. She's starting over. She had to go back into the workforce. And she was talking about how she was doing well. She had a lot of money and she had a husband and she trusted his husband because that's what women do, right? You trust the man that you married to be the leader, to lead you and lead your family into the right direction. And so he blew all her money and all their money just on different things that just blew it and got them in all kind of debt. And eventually after that left her for a younger woman. And now she's left to pick up the pieces and literally start over. And that is the mistake that I refuse to make ever again in life, right? Because that is what happens, right? You trust a man. You think that you're building with him. You're trying to trust him to lead you and guide you. And you, at that point, would give him all your money and all your, you know, access to all these different things because you think that you trust this person that they're going to do right. They sell you a dream, whatever it may be. And you'll be surprised how many of those men, they blow off on your money and your investments and things like that. Because first of all, they didn't earn it. It wasn't their money in the first place. So they could care less about losing it. They didn't have to go through the sweat and what you had to go through to gain it. So be careful, you know. And then they'll just run off to the next person, you know. And again, there's a specific type of man I'm talking about. This is not all men. Now, even in a healthy relationship, I would encourage you, and I'm sure women who are in healthy relationship and healthy marriages would also encourage you, have your own and never give all your stuff away to nobody, not even your husband, because anybody could flip at any minute. That's just the reality. Anybody could make a decision to change their mind or wake up and be somebody different or make a different decision. Even as a woman, you could wake up and decide you want something different one day. So everybody should always, like, yeah, have whatever y'all have together, but everyone should always have their own and leave something to themselves. And that is definitely something my mom taught me. Like, never tell a man all your moves. Even if he's your husband, like, have something that's just for you that he don't know nothing about. So that way, if something go down, you have something where you could help the family, you know, instead of that man had access to everything and something went down and he lost it all and now nobody has nothing, you know, things happen. We've seen it in movies. We've seen it in real life, you know, whether it's a good man or a bad man, you know. So just be careful out there. As for me, I'm not as pressed as I was a few months ago about like finding true love and wishing things were different and wishing I could find my person and where is my husband and all those things. That energy has truly settled down. And I think it's because I've just been at so much peace lately where I'm just like, I actually like it here. I'm good right here. And, you know, that's not to say I would just like turn down, you know, something comes my way that makes sense. I'm definitely going to entertain it and see what happens and see where it goes, you know, and explore that because I do desire that. You know, I would love partnership and things like that, but I'm not desperate for that anymore. And I'm so proud of myself and so happy about that I've arrived in that space where I'm just like, yo, I'm not desperate for that anymore. And actually, I'm probably better off without it at this point in my life right now. And if it comes, glory to God. And if it doesn't, glory to God. Whatever is for me will be for me. And there'll be nothing that can stand in the way and stop it, you know? So just, you know, keep those things in mind as you're out there. If you have the energy of like desperation, then that's what you'll attract. And yeah, the reality is I sincerely have so much more important things to focus on. Like a lot of affairs I have to get in order for my future, for my very near future, not the far future, the near future. So I don't really have time to put energy into that anymore. And I'm just grateful that that's not where my energy is anymore. So I can really focus on what is important in my life currently at this time, being a mother, my career, my finances, my health. I'm so grateful. Like, I'm so healthy, like I recently went to the doctors and, got all my checkups for all the things. And it's just like, I'm so healthy. That is a luxury, but it's important for me to maintain that. And so that's what's important to me. I don't have time for nobody's nonsense. So I just encourage you, really lock in. Think about what you have going on in your life that you want to be different outside of a relationship, outside of a woman, outside of a man. Decenter all of that. How are your finances? How is your health? Do you want to lose weight? Do you want to gain weight? Do you need a new career? Do you want to make more money? Like, do you want to start something of your own? I don't know. Like, could you be a better mom? Could you be a better dad? Please focus on things that are more important than having a man or having a woman. That will come as it's supposed to come. And it'll be only the kind of person on the level that you're on. So get on the level of the kind of person that you want to have. And that's where I am right now, where I'm like, As I'm growing and elevating, I'm just like, hold on. There's a certain caliber of man that I want. And I got to continue to work on getting on that level so that I can meet him and we could be like, oh, hey, nice to see you there. And it's not like somebody having to pull me up or me having to pull nobody up, because I'm not pulling nobody's son up. I'm done. I'm sorry. Call me what you want to call me. That chapter in my life's for the young girls. Y'all want to go build a man and build with a man and all those things. Have fun doing that. You'll learn. I am 37 years old. I'm not building with a man. I'm not building a man up. You come with your SHIT together. I come with my SHIT together. We put it together and then we just keep elevating. But we're not going through no struggle or none of that. Like, now, if we come together with our lives built and things take a turn this way and I have trouble or you have trouble, that's different. Like, that's partnership. But y'all know what I mean. So don't try to twist this or act crazy or play crazy. Y'all know what I mean. Yeah, I'm not her. Not anymore. Also, what else I'm proud of myself about? Men do come into my life, right? Every now and then I'll meet a cool guy and I'll have interest in, and it never fails. It happens every now and then. They will not pursue me and they will straight up tell me, that's just not really where I am right now. And I know that, you're a quality woman and I have to like have my stuff together, or you're a quality woman and, I know that I can't play with you. So, and in the past I would just go like, no, that's okay. Like, I just want to have fun too, like, and get myself sucked into the cycle with those guys. Now, because it happened recently, like a couple months ago. And now since that's kind of just like, nope, Lena, those scenarios are God's protection. Own that, live in that. When men respect you on that level, walk in that. When men put you on that pedestal, stand on that, stand in that space. Like, thank you that you see value in me and you don't want to play with me. You're right. You can't play with me. So thank you for your honesty. Thank you for that. And let them keep it moving. Why still keep trying to pull them back in? That is desperation. And I'm just learning those things about myself. And so I have arrived there too, where I'm just like, okay, if there's a man that I come into contact with and I'm attracted to him and he may be attracted to me or whatever, and I'm just like, whatever, and he tells me something like that, I'm just like, oh, okay, cool. And I leave it alone. That's what for now on, leave it alone, And then if a man do come around and he does try to play, immediately, first signs of those bad behaviors, you got to just remove yourself. You don't have time to waste. Don't let people waste your time. Don't let people waste your life. And that's all I can say, I really want to live a prosperous life, a wealthy life, a healthy life. And I want to do it with somebody that is doing the same thing, wanting the same thing. And if not, I'll just continue to do it alone, So Yeah, I don't know. I just been having so many different what's the word for epiphany? Because it's not really epiphany, but it's more like I can't think of the word I'm looking for, but it's more like realizations, right? Just so much more insight and realizations about myself and about life and like the things I want. And it's not complicated at all. It's actually so simple. And I'm just glad that I'm arriving in these spaces mentally, like my mindset. Even in friendships, I don't have time for complicated relationships, period. Like my life is very simple. The only complicated part of my life is my career. It can get very complicated over there. However, outside of that, I go like this. No, thank you. Like the people in my life, they know me well, because the people in my life have genuinely been in my life for years. Like there's nobody that's like been in my life for a couple years. Like my friends have been my friends for years. Some of them, if not a decade, almost a decade, and the rest of them a decade plus. Y'all know me for real. You know how I operate. There's no confusion there. So when relationships in that aspect start to get like complicated or weird, I don't even have an interest at this point. Like I'm just like, oh no. Like that literally repulses me because the last place I want confliction and unnecessary drama is within my girlfriend groups and my guy friends, because I got a couple guy friends too. Like just within my friend groups, I don't. Those are the places where I expect to be safe. Those are the places and spaces where I expect to be able to be myself, not have to worry about dumb stuff and just weird energy, and allow me to just be me and accepting me. I don't want to have to. I just love where I am in my friendships right now. So yeah, your girl has grown. Your girl has grown a lot. And I just can't express how proud of myself I am. More importantly, can't express just how happy I am, like how good life feels. And again, nothing perfect about my life. So much other things going on that I'm still working on and just trying to fix. But it just feels good. Like everything just feels good. And I pray to stay here in this space and it just keep growing and everything keeps getting better. And as things keep getting better, I just keep feeling good. And I wish that for you too, watching. I really do. Because if you're watching me, we're on the same frequency for the most part, and you want better for yourself, and you're a good person and all the things. And so, yeah, I'm praying that for you too. And if you are not there yet, at least in the regard of just like genuinely happiness, no matter what's happening in your life, just keep praying about it and keep focusing on it and walk into it, step into it. It doesn't mean everything has to be in order. Your finances could still be a crap. Heck, you could lost your job or you could be struggling with this or that. It does not mean you can't just be happy. There's something like, oh, I got an idea. Let's say that you got a lot of stuff going on in your life that is just really taking you down. It's giving you a hard time. It's stressing you out. It's things that you really need to be resolved. Take a moment and think about your life, right? Look at your life and think about things that are going really well, though. And it could be anything. It could be like you're healthy. Like, yeah, this might be out of order, but I'm healthy. That's a big deal in this day and age because people are dying like nobody's business. And I mean, young too. So just be grateful for that, right? If you have a safe place to call home where no matter what happens, you can afford to pay the rent at the very least or pay your mortgage at the very least, right? Like, other things might not fall in place the way they're supposed to, but you have a safe place to call home and you love it and you're comfortable in it. That's a plus. Everything else around you could be going to crap, but like, hey, I got a nice home for myself or for my kids or whatever, right? Or you have a good job, but your relationship is shit. Like just find the balance. And I think that's what I did subconsciously. I didn't even realize I was doing it, and then it happened. And over the last few weeks, last couple of months, I've just been like, wow, I'm so happy, especially when I walk into my house. And that is something I consistently prayed for. God, restore the joy in my home. Let my home be a safe place. When I walk into my house, it feels like love when myself and other people walk into it. It's a good energy, and that is something that I know is happening for myself, not only for me, but for my daughter. So when I tell you, my girl, she loved being home. That girl loved being home. For the first time in the longest time, she didn't even want to go to her father's house. We share her. She spends a lot of time with her dad. And this weekend, I was coordinating, talking with her, like coordinating, okay, so like what time are we gonna go drop you off and meet up and all that? And she was like, I don't wanna go. I just wanna stay home. I don't really feel like dropping. Like, I'm like, yeah, home feels good right now, and that's a blessing for the both of us, So um man, listen, life is life. And I think that is helping me out too. Another thing that's helping me out too, and those of us who are a little bit older can relate. Like if you know, into your mid 30s, late 30s or older, I bet you can relate to the fact that you've lived long enough to go through so many different things and get through so many things that eventually you get to a point where you're like, I got through everything else. I'll get through this too. And I think that's where I am as well. There's a couple things going on where I'm just like, man, how many times I done crossed this path or had to run into something similar? Like I done got through so many things. God has brought me through. I have had the resilience to get through. Things have continuously worked out in my favor. It's gonna be okay, no matter which way it go. I've lived long enough to see myself get through so many things. And that's the reality, So trust that. Trust that if you don't trust nothing else. As long as you're alive, that's a plus. As long as you're alive, you're going to continue to go through and get through, And you're going to have highs and you're going to have lows. And one of my favorite sayings is don't get too high on your highs. Don't get too low on your lows. Things go up, things come down. Don't get too high on your highs. Don't get too low on your lows. You know what I'm saying? Like when things are going amazing, things are going great, be humble, be cool, show gratitude, be happy, enjoy it, live in the moment, and appreciate it because we have low moments too. And when you in those low moments, don't sit in that. Know that I'm here, but just like things are low right now, things will be great again. Like, don't worry. Just focus, pray, do the work. You know what I'm saying? Do your best, whatever that looks like. Take care of yourself. Take care of your health. But anyway, yeah, at this point in time, I'm rambling. And when I start rambling, I know that is my cue to end this chat. So thank you again for joining me. And I'll be back soon. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, share my video. Chat with me in the comments, please. I promise I will engage, okay? I love a good chat. Bye.